Hello and welcome. In this video we're going to be installing a trailer hitch on a Lexus RX350. This is a trailer hitch made by the company CURT, and in their website they state that this trailer hitch can be installed anywhere from model years 2016 all the way to 2019. Now, as we can see here, the trailer weight is rated for 4,000 pounds and the tongue weight is rated for 600 pounds. This is the CURT 13272, and these are the installation instructions. Now I'm going to show you how to do this right in your garage or your driveway, wherever you're installing it. Or you're not going to need a lot of tools. These are the product specifications right here that I'll be posting in the screen. And let me walk you right underneath the vehicle so you can see what we're working with. So we have these rubber plugs or screws of some sort. Don't exactly know the technical term for it, but they could be removed with a flathead screwdriver. So they're on the driver's rear. We have 3 of them, and on the passenger rear we have 1. But we also have 2 17mm bolts that hold down this bracket. And we're going to start by removing that bracket first. So grab your socket, 17mm, and let's remove these 2 bolts. Now do not discard them because you're probably going to use them later on in the future. You just never know how long you're going to have this trailer hitch on here. So you don't need a lot of tools for this job. I used a 17mm socket, then a 19mm socket for the new bolts, 1/2 inch extension, a 1/2 inch ratchet, I would say a long one for some good leverage, and a flathead screwdriver to remove these clips that you'll see me removing here in just a minute. Now you could probably use an extra set of hands, especially when installing the trailer hitch itself. It is quite heavy, it's about 45 pounds. But if you don't have an extra set of hands, don't worry, I got a trick up my sleeve that'll help you. And I'm going to show you in a minute what I'm going to use. For these plastic push pins, all you have to do is unscrew them, and as soon as you have them a little bit out, you can even use your fingers and pull them down. You'll also need some safety glasses because under here it could be real nasty, so you don't want anything falling in your eyes. Safety first. Oops. So let's remove all these clips and this unnecessary hardware. And you can see right here, all there are is just 2 tabs that just expand to the side and they just grab onto those threads as you push them in. So that's all we're doing. We're just unscrewing them down, and as soon as you have enough to grab and just pull them down. Let's put it to the side. So we have a total of 4 clips, 2 17mm bolts, this bracket. You want to put this in a Ziploc bag or something like that, maybe a little box or something, and save it because you don't know if, for whatever case, later on down the road you remove the trailer hitch itself and get rid of it, and you'll have to put this back on there. Now let's move on to the trailer hitch itself and the parts that come with it. It comes with these nice washers. These are called conical washers, or some people refer to them as spring washers, because that's pretty much what they do. They are designed to provide spring tension and maintain clamping force when you bolt them on. That's why those rigids or those points at the end, they just grab the surface of where they flatten out. And the curved surface helps spread the load more evenly over the contact area, which reduces the risk of the material to be damaged under the bolt or the head. That's pretty much how they work. What you want to do before installing these bolts, you want to get something to clean the thread of where those bolts came out of and those plastic screws. Never know what's in there. You're putting new bolts in there, and if you have a lot of debris that's gotten there over the years, it might make it difficult to install these bolts. Now here's my trick, a car jack. That's right, that's what I'm using right here, a car jack. Honestly, I don't have anybody to help me at this time, and what I'm doing is I'm putting the center of the trailer hitch on the jack stand, and you can see me raise it as high as I could go, and then eventually what I do is I grab a zip tie and I zip tie it onto the bottom of the jack. But obviously that's not going to be strong enough, so eventually I'll grab a second one. Now what I wanted to say is that if you do have a strap, you could use that. I do have a strap myself, but I didn't want to use it because I wanted to have a lot of play or wiggle room to move this thing around. Again, this is about 45 pounds, so when you have it up in the air, it could be a little bit of a struggle to move around. So I didn't want it super tight on here. I wanted just to have something that sort of holds it to the jack. Once I jack it up high enough that it's tucked behind the bumper and it's getting in there, it shouldn't go anywhere. I'm gonna start giving it a try by doing the driver's rear first and see where that takes me. Maybe the passenger's rear will be the best place to start, but I decided to go with the driver's rear first. I am gonna be honest, this wasn't very easy, but it wasn't super hard either. It was just little by little, patience, moving it up. Once you get to very close to the top, just try not to let it touch the body of the car. Just try to have enough of a gap where the trailer hitch and the body of the car, you can still put maybe your finger in there or washers in there. You want that plate in order to start at least 2 or 3 threads of the bolt. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm installing one of the bolts first, and then eventually, once I know that the one side's fastened enough, then I'll move on to the other side. Now in a few seconds, I'm gonna grab my camera and I'm gonna show you how it's looking so far. This is my washer with the bolt, and I'm gonna grab my ratchet, and I try with a 17 because I totally forgot that this is a bigger size, a 19, so I grabbed 19mm socket with an extension, and I'm just doing it by hand now. Now this one I hand tighten, right? And then I'm gonna use my ratchet and give it a couple of turns so I can keep it secure. And then we'll get a couple of threads on this one. We could do this one, the back one. Let's go for the middle. So I'm coming around the other side and I'm trying to get all these bolts lined up with the holes. And again, it wasn't very easy. You just gotta have time and patience, and eventually you'll get it. It's not very hard. However, if you do have an extra pair of hands, that'll be great. Somebody could just throw this in their chest and bench press it against the car. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a workout to put it in like that. But I had the help of my jack, and honestly, yeah, if I had to do this again, I'll do it. I have no problem with it. Now, as you can see, I got this one in. I'm gonna go for this one right in here. Now, remember when I said earlier that I used bungee cords to sort of hold or position my hitch onto the car jack? Well, that's because I wanted a little bit of play, and this is exactly where the play comes in place. So this hitch right now, by me bolting on these bolts by hand, I can wiggle it around sort of that the opening on the hitch itself, it's not in the way, and if it is in the way, or if it's not aligned correctly with the bolt, then I can move it just slightly, ever so slightly, that the bolt will be able to thread on by hand. Because that's what you want to do. You want to thread on by hand first. Now I gotta apologize here about the lighting too. It's kind of hard to grab the camera have sufficient light to show you exactly what I'm doing here. This is hard work when it comes to filming something that you're gonna show later. So with that being said, if you feel like this has been helpful and this is giving you some kind of guidance for your install, go ahead and click that like button, and that'll help out a lot in the channel, because these type of videos are the type of content that I make, and I want it to go out to many viewers just like you. That'll help me a lot. Thank you. Torque the hardware to 86 foot-pounds of torque. Notice how it says 20 minutes for professional time and novice 30 minutes. Okay, I don't know if it's clear to see in here, but we have foot-pounds and we want to go up to 80. So 80 is right about here somewhere. You don't want to use the side for Newton meters. 80 foot-pounds. Now, I will have to tell you that I was using a 19mm with a 5-inch extension, right? But you lose torque right here. So what I want to do is I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to install the socket onto this, and then I'm going to torque. It looks like I'm gonna have to use the 5-inch extension, and I'm gonna lose some torque, but I am going to increase the amount of torque that I'm putting on here, maybe by about 3 or 4 foot-pounds. Oof, that was a workout. 80 foot-pounds is quite a workout when you're doing it laying down. But anyways, this is the finished product right here. We have our 3 bolts on this side and 3 bolts on the other side, and here's what it looks like from looking at it on the side of the car. You can see it's tucked in. It doesn't stick out. It doesn't even sit flush. It's just more tucked in. It's very low profile. This is an SUV, so I mean it sits at a typical SUV height. Here's a clear shot of what it looks like from when you're standing in the rear of the car. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this video, and I hope that this video was very helpful, very informative. I hope you learned something new. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. Go back into the channel and check out some more of my videos. And until next time, thanks for educating yourself and making progress. Best to you.